how to outline your brows and how not to outline your brows. This is the two ways that I prefer to outline. One, I'm gonna quickly do my little hair-like stroke right in there. Not a lot, tap, and then I need one right there. Okay, so for outlining, if you are like the Max and you like your brows really lined, what you need to do is lightly, I am barely touching my skin, lightly going back and forth. Notice that I'm not losing contact. I'm not jabbing at it. You wanna, jab at the hair-like strokes. You don't wanna jab at a line. It's harder to get a nice straight line when you're constantly trying to get a new target. Okay, so I didn't lose contact. Now I'm losing contact and starting again with the arch because I am doing it a little bit with a little curve. Then losing contact and starting again with the downward arch. So it's very lightly back and forth, back and forth. Don't lose contact. 3 spots, here, here, here. Now on the top, very lightly. I don't want you to see it the first couple times you go back and forth, right? Lose contact again, lightly. I don't like to fully outline my tails, so that's why I did a light line, but that is how you outline if you like a really more so lined brow. I'm gonna add a little bit more right in there. Okay, if you see that line, all you gotta do is just lightly tap and blend that out. Why are we outlining? Few things. One, if you have really, really skinny 90s brows or just in general really skinny brows, what it does is it allows you to focus all the way from the bottom of your brow to the top of your brow, not as you can tell. It's allowing you to focus on the fullness of the brow, not just the skinny area where you have the density of your hairs. This is the other way that I recommend outlining your brows. So I'm gonna quickly do my hair-like strokes right in there. Remember your strokes. If you need help with the strokes, please go watch the videos that I've already posted because this can be just a tiny bit tricky and just take some practice. Okay. The other thing is that I don't like my brows to be as outlined. I want them to look as natural as possible. So my brows already make that line. So I actually don't need to outline that. However, you can see that I've got a little lip up right in there. So what I'm gonna do is lightly add a tiny bit right in there. Then a light line completing the tails. I'm only doing a few little outlines, only where I need, which is kind of in a way hair-like strokes slash outline. It's where they meet each other. That's what I like because I don't want my brows to look so lined. I only want to create a little bit more balancing in the tiny little areas to create that line. Those are the two ways that I recommend outlining. This is more so what I'm seeing is people are doing this and making it a little bit too intense. Also, I really don't like it whenever I see the makeup on the top parts of the brows. Use a pomade to lift those hairs up, and it's too lined, right? And whenever you're going heavy-handed and too much, it's harder to blend out, and it just looks a little bit more unnatural than what I want. What I would prefer for an outline is, again, minimal as possible, because that's kind of my motto. So I don't need anything there. I'm just gonna do this again real quick. All right, so now let's talk about the top parts of your arches and tails. I do not like seeing makeup and pencil in there. I would rather do my little comb over method with the pomade, lift those hairs up and over to create a little brow comb over effect. And then once that's done, then I'll come in and be like, okay, I need a little hair-like stroke right in there, right in there, in there. It's really minimal, but it's not so much to where it's penciled in. That's too intense. I don't want to see the makeup in my brows. I'd rather use the hair where I can and do minimal pencil when possible. That to me looks more natural, not as much makeup versus that. So try using a pomade to comb over your tails where you're lacking, not a pencil. This also does work better for those that their brows grow to the side. If your brows grow downward, use the pomade to try, instead of them going down, so if your brows grow down like that, try and use a pomade to do a little bit more to the side, not so much up. It's harder for you to lift your brow hairs up when they're growing straight down. And then I also don't actually recommend them going up because that is drastically a difference and opposite of the way your brows grow. I'd rather them go from here to here than here to here, because that's very drastic against your brows. And again, we're always making minor adjustments to enhance what you have naturally, not go opposite of the way they are.